What drives total shareholder return, right, on the long term? It's very simple. 3 factors drive shareholder return. One is sales growth, clearly. If you can sell more, then you're growing more. Margin expansion, if you're kind of able to expand your margin and kind of keep a bigger piece of the pie that pleases the shareholders. And then the last one is really the uniqueness of the product offering or the moat that you build around your business, which is kind of reflected in our measures in what we call as a market share gain. So if you have some unique product and you're able to gain market share, the thesis is that over a period of time, you should be able to, grow a fence around your business that competitors cannot match.
Factors that are driving the growth of these top leaders that we've seen, right? One of the first ones that we talked about when we decompose the performance of the top leaders into what is driving their growth, we decompose the dollar sales growth into distribution and velocity. One of the biggest observations is the top leaders all are driving growth with gains in velocity. What we saw overall for total store and MULO-C, total US, was declining velocities in general, right? Now, only the top 10 leaders in all 3 categories, large, medium, and small, have been successful at growing velocities. So that's one of the big distinguishing factors for the top leaders, right? And then the other fact is the reliance on these velocity gains across these 3 companies, right? All of them are driving growth through velocities, but the interesting thing is the large manufacturers have declining distribution, right? So they're relying a lot more on velocity to drive the growth, versus the small manufacturers are relying more on distribution growth to drive the gains than velocities.
The top performing small growth leader year after year, the only brand that stayed on is this instant potato company. So I think that will be some of the most interesting part of this. So we'll take you through that, and then we'll talk about instant potatoes. I'm certainly excited to hear how they do it. So what I wanted to do is just share some of the consumer trends that we see that are driving the fundamental demand. One of them is this idea of mindful snacking. Target is one of the many retailers that has run pilots to put better snacks into their checkout lanes. What's interesting with the healthy snacking is that it's not just the small companies that are doing it, but we're seeing companies like Mars get in with the Goodness Knows bar that they've launched, and Mondelez, another huge player, committing to 50% of their portfolio having healthy snacking options, 70% of their new product development being around better for you snacks.
The products were 2 flavored mash pouches in a carton. What we found out years ago is if you buy a carton of roasted garlic mashed potatoes and it's got 2 pouches, you know exactly how you're going to prepare the one and what you're going to prepare it with. But you have no idea what's going to happen with that second pouch. People would rather have the variety. So that was what started this trend. It wasn't coming up with some great idea and saying, oh, we're going to do this and force this down people's mouths. That wasn't it at all. The whole structure was finding out what consumers perceive is difficult and making it easy, giving them solutions. That's the direction that we continue to go. And that is a culture that goes through the entire company. How do we make this convenient? But it's not only about the convenience, it's about the quality. Because what people really want in our book, something that's reasonably priced, something that's got great quality, and something that's phenomenally convenient. That's our brand. That's what we do. That's what we stand for. It may not be your brand, but that's what we do. When you employ strategies like premiumization, price pack architecture, the collaboration with the retail, then it will drive results that look similar to this. Okay, 86%. That's our loyalty rating among our consumers. Continue to grow, continue to develop, continue to find new ways, because if you don't obsolete yourself, somebody will.